All right, give me just a moment to change my settings here, and we're going to get started in just a moment. Hey, we're going to get started in just a moment. I am just getting my settings changed here, making this public. Hello, hello, whoever's watching, say something. I see you on here. Let me turn on the comments. Say hey, how you doing? I'm just setting up here, sharing this to a couple of places. Welcome to the Tuesday Talk with the Conscious Bishop. I missed last Tuesday because of this play rehearsal, which we had tonight as well. But I got home a little earlier. And luckily, this is the last week. This is the last week. The play officially, um, the play officially will be done on Friday. I'm saying launches. I can't remember the curtain call, whatever you want to call it. It's Friday, 7:30, and then we'll uh, have another show on Saturday at 3, another show on Sunday at 3. But hey, good evening or good night if you're watching this live and you're on the East Coast. Well, probably at this point, wherever you're watching in America, it's probably going to be good evening to you. But if you're watching the replay, I'm going to ask you, first of all, to hit the hashtag replay for me or type hashtag replay in the comments. But if you're watching the replay or if you're watching from somewhere else in the world, I will say good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, whichever applies to you, depending on when you're watching this and where you're watching this from. I am I am excited about being with you 2 days in a row, 2 nights in a row. Those of you that were with me for the late night talk with the Conscious Bishop last night, we had a great time. We talked about groupthink. This is something we're talking about at the center. Hey, Jeremy, thank you for being here. Great information that was shared last night. So if you missed last night's live, go back and check it out. And because we're going to be talking about that more at the center. And just in case you want to know something about the center is the Consciousness Center. Also, I call it as well um, I call it the School of Consciousness. I bet the people that go there are probably like, huh? We ain't never heard that. No, you haven't. I just decided to do that. So it is also known as the School of Consciousness, and it is the Consciousness Center located at 1519 Bartow Place, Greensboro, North Carolina. We meet every Sunday at 12 noon for meditation, and then at 12:30 we go into our evening session. So just wanted to make sure we put that on the screen and give you an opportunity to be a part of that. Again, welcome to the Tuesday Night Talk with the Conscious Bishop. We got some good stuff we're going to talk about tonight. I got a video tonight that I'm going to be, two videos I'm going to be reviewing. Actually, I think I'm going to start doing more of that. I'd like to know how some of you enjoyed last night, if you were on last night, the commentary I did. And I think I'll start doing more commentary on current things that are happening in the world, in religion, in consciousness, in just in general in our world, and giving you my commentary on that. But tonight, if you see the topic tonight, hey, my sister, love you, love you, love you. Good evening to you. I'm so glad you're here. So if you see the topic tonight, it's going to be interesting. And some people that are part of the church uh, will appreciate this, even though I've left that environment. I think you'll appreciate tonight's show because the title is "If Only More Pastors Could Be Like This Guy." Who is this guy? You're going to find out real soon because I'm going to play a video from this guy. Thank you for the love. I appreciate the love. All right, so we're 6 minutes in almost. Well, we're 5 minutes in. And last night I started at 6 minutes. So I'm going to wait about 30 more seconds. I want you to like and share. Let's get more people on here. So I want you to like and share. I promise it's going to be a great discussion. So like and share, and be sure that you're commenting. We got 24 seconds. Be sure that you're commenting, engaging, hitting the like button, the heart button, the pissed off face if I piss you off, because I work hard at pissing people off too. So hopefully I'll piss somebody off tonight. All right, in some way. Because all of the reactions help us on the Facebook algorithm. All right, we got 3 seconds and we're going to get started. All right, we're 6 minutes in. Let's go ahead and get started tonight. Hey, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you for being here. Let somebody know the Conscious Bishop is on. Tuesday Talk with the Conscious Bishop is live and in session. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you not only like, but make sure you subscribe and comment there as well. Hey guys, if you're on Facebook, you got the opportunity to send stars. Send those stars for me, okay? Send those stars. All right. Thank you for the stars last night. Those of you that were sending them, it's really appreciated. So let's jump right into it. I want to start with something that's kind of comical, but it's comical, but at the same time, it's sad. All right. You might laugh, you might not laugh, depending on what kind of mood you're in. Now, let me do this little disclosure here. I am not here to poke fun of anybody. I'm not here to defame your favorite personality. All right. But I will talk about any and everybody. Just want you to know that. All right. I don't care if you're a preacher, if you're a teacher, if you're an apostle, if you're a prophet. If you do something that I want to talk about, I'm going to probably talk about it, however it falls on the spectrum. If it's great, if it's terrible. All right. I'm probably going to say something about it. If you're in the conscious community, you do something stupid, I'm going to talk about that too. And I'm going to call it stupid. You do something great, I'm going to call it great. If you do something stupid, I'm going to call it stupid. All right. Just want to let you know there is. I'm like the Bible God. Okay. Well, what they say about the Bible God, it doesn't really align with everything about the Bible God. But I'm like God according to the narrative that says he shows no partiality. All right. All right. I'll talk about all your mamas. Okay. But tonight we're going to start. So I had to make that statement because some of this first video I'm going to play, some of you, if you're part of a certain church body, you oh, my sister on here. If you're part of a particular church body, you might get upset because this is your favorite church body or the denomination that you're a part of, and you don't want anybody to talk about y'all's precious personalities. But what this lady said was funny as hell. It cracked me up. But then, depending on what kind of mood you're in, like I said, it's funny. And then again, you think about it, and it's not funny. It's downright rude and uncalled for. So this first thing, even though it's a little hilarious, and I think, let's just play the video. This is an example of how not to be. You ready? All right. We need less pastors and preachers like this. Let me say, I know I said I was going to play a video, but I'm getting ready to. But let me just say this. Preachers, pastors, you can't just get up there and say any damn thing you want to say. Just because a mic is in your hand. See, that microphone is a powerful thing. It is a powerful mechanism. When you got a mic in your hand, no matter what environment, whether you're in church, whether you're in a lecture hall, you got to understand that power that's in your hand can really be dangerous. That that microphone gives you this superpower in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not careful, you can use your power to feed your ego or to say dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? We got to be careful. I've done it so many times. I'll finish talking at the center, and then afterwards, I'm like, God, I really shouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's this temptation when you've got that power, that mic in your hand. But let me play this, and I might laugh at first, but then I'm gonna give a commentary about how she shouldn't have said what she said. Y'all ready? Don't y'all get mad at me now. A particular denomination. I know y'all love this woman, but here we go.
Now you look chubby, you're a pretty woman. But eat what you're supposed to eat and don't eat 5 of them. I don't. I'm all right. You know what the Lord gave me to say.
Okay. Okay. I don't want to laugh. Wait a minute. Let me play that one more time. What the hell did she say? Okay, yo, I'm sorry. Whew. I'm sorry. I'm just in a mood. It wasn't even that funny the first time I watched it. I think the first time I watched it, I actually got mad. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got mad. I was like, I would have punched that woman in the face. But when you think about it, y'all know how old people just feel like it ain't even about the mic so much. But how many of y'all was raised with church mothers like this? If you were raised religious like I was, and in like the holiness church, more even the Baptist church probably. Well, it's like when them mothers get a certain age, they go say whatever they want to say. I remember, God rest her soul, and some of my former members, the first church I pastored, y'all might be watching, and I'm gonna say a name, and I hope this don't offend nobody either, but y'all know I ain't lying. If you was a member of my first church that I pastored, I'm not gonna say the name of the church, but you already know Mother Sarah Henderson was a woman just like Mother Kelly. Mother Sarah Henderson will say whatever she wanted to say and might speak in tongues while she's saying it. Okay. But she gonna tell the truth. It's like they say stuff sometimes that's rude. Sometimes it comes off a little mean at times. But if you really take the time to think about what they said, they just telling the truth. They trying to give you some wisdom in a sarcastic way, and they don't even mean to be sarcastic. I remember Mother Henderson one time. She used to sit on the, y'all remember? She used to sit on the side. If some of my members on here, I can't tell if you're here. She sit on the side by the door when you come in the sanctuary. And is that right, Mother? Oh, look, I done called you Mother, sis. So you just say whatever you want to say. But Mother Henderson used to sit, sis. Mother Henderson used to sit on the on in this little chair on the corner by the side door. And so when the choir, because I like to have, when I was pastoring there, I like to have the choir come down when I speak because I want to look at everybody. I don't want to have to turn around, right? We had a lot of people, but we still had chairs, places for people to sit. So, um, hey buddy, how's it going? So one time, Sister Linda, and I don't know, she might be watching, Sister Linda Martin. Sean, you know Linda. Angel's aunt, Linda, Sister Linda Martin. Well, she had on a short skirt, and she had a nice little figure or whatever. And Linda had on this short skirt, and she was walking up to the choir. Mother Henderson looked at her. Mother Henderson said, "Girl, I can see straight up your backside." And then one girl, I'm not even gonna say her name. one girl, because bless her heart, a lot of times we don't know what people are in life. People may can't afford certain things. You know what I'm saying? And my church was it was in the ghetto, sort of what used to be the ghetto, used to be the Grove. It's no longer that anymore, but that's where my church used to be located. And so all kinds of people came, you know what I'm saying? Some people didn't have a lot of money. And and one girl, she had on some tight clothes or whatever. And so she was walking by Mother Henderson, going up to the choir stand. Mother Henderson handed her $5, and she said, "Girl, go buy you something that fits you." I don't know what she was gonna get for $5. That was back in 1999, so I don't know. But okay. But let's watch this one more time. It's funny when you think about it. I can't see these comments, these right here. I don't know why those come up blank, but I know, Sean. But let's watch this one more time, okay? And first, we're going to see the humor in it, and then we're going to stop just to think about it, how it was really over the top. But just one more time, okay?
Now you look chubby, you're a pretty woman. But eat what you're supposed to eat, and don't eat 5 of them. I don't. I'm all right.
Let's look at this
What the
again.
Lord gave me to say.
Do you see where at one moment, now that was we done got all the humor out. Now let's come down to the seriousness. This is not an old video. This is not back in 1999. This is not back in 1976. We're in a different generation. You better watch your mouth. Y'all can't, just because you have a mic in your hand and that mic is a symbol of power, you need to be careful with what you say to people. Because there's people out there, they could give a rat's ass about your title. They could give a rat's ass about you being a prophet, or you being a apostle, or you being a pastor, or you being whatever you are. You being the CEO, however you are in charge of whatever organization. These people do not care. People come in church and attack pastors, and you just need to use wisdom. Okay, in all situations, use wisdom, because these people are crazy, and you better hope you as anointed as you think you are, and you better hope that no weapon pow pow formed against you will pow pow prosper. You better hope, because don't you write a check with your mouth that your ass can't cash. Okay. So let's see the problems with this. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on this because I got something very important we want to talk about tonight. Yeah, and Prophet Wimbush, that's a great, that's a darn great response right there. But one more time, do you see where she was about to beat her ass at one point?
Now you look chubby, you're a pretty woman. But eat.
Did y'all see? Look at the fake laugh. She's like, ah, ha, ha, ha. She was kind of like, ah, ha, ha, hell. Did you notice that? Ah, ha, ha, ah, ha, ha, hell. It was like this moment right here. Watch this.
Now you look chubby, you're a pretty woman. But eat what you're supposed to eat, and don't eat 5 of them. I don't.
Watch the hand go. You see how that hand? Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna tell you what's really happening. I'm gonna go through this and I'm gonna interpret what her mind is saying. Watch this.
Now you look chubby.
Well, let me go back. All right. So right here, mother done called her up, and she's right there. Her mind is saying, "Oh, praise God! Oh, God's about to speak to me. The woman of God called me out. I'm just, oh God, what do you want to say to me? Yes, Lord, I hear you.
Now you look chubby, you're a pretty woman.
Oh, the
But
fuck?
eat what you're supposed to eat, and don't eat 5 of
What'd
them.
she say?
I don't.
The hand goes up.
I
That's what. Oh, this old lady about to get punched the hell out. That's what that was. You saw what she said. It was like this old lady about to get punched the hell out.
Right. You know the
How about
Lord.
that was okay, mother. Shut the hell up. That's enough. That's enough, mother. That's enough. You about to get hurt. You're gonna need security, ma'am. Yeah. You already old. You ain't got too many more days left. You said you wanted to go see Jesus. I'm gonna help you. You're gonna find out if Jesus is real. All
Me to say.
right. Enough of that. That's how I wanted to start that. Okay, so now let's get to tonight's subject. I spent 20 minutes on that. Now, I got to say this, y'all. The title of this, if only, oh, by the way, if you just joined me, when I said if only pastors could be more like this guy, I won't talk about that gal. That was an example of how definitely not to be. Bad example. Bad example. And everybody in that congregation knows that was wrong. But yeah, it's embarrassing. Can we stop humiliating people? Can we stop making it normal to humiliate people? Can we stop making it normal to embarrass people? Can we stop making it normal to make people feel low? Can we stop making it normal to attack people? Can we stop making it normal to make people feel less than human? Can we stop making it normal to um, address people in areas that we probably already know they have self-esteem issues in? Can we stop making that normal? And can we be wise? Can we use wisdom? All right, there was a story in the biblical narrative, whether you believe the Bible is real or whether you believe it's historical or metaphorical. I happen to believe that it has some historical significance, but I don't believe it's historical. I just happen, and this is just where I am. Okay, wherever you are, you be there. I believe it's mostly metaphorical. Okay, well, there's a great metaphorical story in this biblical narrative. It talks about a man by the name of Solomon, excuse me, Solomon. I could care less about whether he existed or not, because whether he existed or not does not change the fact that something very interesting and something very noteworthy that we can learn from happened in the story of his life. Solomon gets the opportunity to ask God for absolutely anything he wants. God basically lays it on the table according to the narrative and says, Solomon, you can have absolutely anything you want. Just tell me what you want. And Solomon did not ask for fame. He did not ask for fortune. He did not ask for a bunch of wives like his hoish daddy, David. David was a hoe, y'all. Solomon did get a lot of wives, but he didn't ask for any of that. Didn't ask for money, didn't ask for fame. Solomon said, give me wisdom so I'll know how to lead these people. Do you hear me what I said? Whether this is historical or metaphorical, or if these people didn't even exist at all, it doesn't matter. That is a very important point that's been made there. It means that the most important thing is wisdom. Let's start addressing people with wisdom. Let's think before we speak. Let's think before we act. Let's consider people. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm feeling something here. Y'all. It's welling up in me. Let's consider other people's feelings before we speak. Let's consider and take some time to think that they might have been dealing with some issues before they left home. Let's take some time to think, and we're going to talk about this in a few moments. That let's take some time to think about the fact that we don't know what they just dealt with on the way into the church or into the business or before we called them on the telephone or before we arrived at their house. We have no idea. They may have been getting ready to blow their brains out. We don't know. They may have been getting ready to jump in front of the next moving car. We don't know. So we've got to use wisdom before we address people, before we correct people, before we do what we think is helping people when it might be hindering or hurting them, or it might be the straw that broke the camel's back that makes that person take the bullet in the and put the bullet actually in the gun and hold it up to the head and pull the trigger. We got to be careful and use wisdom, guys. I didn't mean to spend that much time on her. All right. But I think it's important. I think it's important because, in this quote unquote consciousness movement, and some of y'all know I don't really like that term that much, but I am adding to the name of the center and essence. I see you on here. You're gonna like this. I'm adding to the name of the center, the School of Consciousness. So I might as well start liking the word consciousness. But I want to look at consciousness in a different way. It's simply awareness. It's about being more self-aware. Okay, being aware of your actions, being aware of humanity, and being aware of other people's feelings, being consciously aware. All right. So this next video that I'm going to play, it is long. I'm going to tell you that it's a long video. I might skip through it, but I might not. Trust me, guys. If you have not seen this yet, and I hope that Facebook does not flag me for playing such a long video, but I'm going to play it within, even though it's through this this technology, I'm going to play it within the YouTube platform, and you're just going to see my screen. And hopefully, since I'm playing it on the YouTube platform and just sharing my screen, it won't flag it for me showing such a lengthy part of it. This video, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it's about 17 minutes long, but it's worth the watch, guys. So please hang with me and share this video, guys. Share it. I'm not going to go much more than 11 o'clock tonight. I'm trying to get off of here by 11. And this is 17 minutes long, so hopefully I'll make it. But I've got 2 more videos. But this one is 17 minutes long. And if only there was more pastors like this guy. All right, let's get ready. This is absolutely amazing. Okay. Just trying to set it up. Again, it's a long video, but I'm going to play it. Oh my goodness. I tell you, if more pastors were like this guy that I'm getting ready to show you, and watch how he responds. Watch how this guy responds to disruption in the church. Learn something, guys. This guy possesses the wisdom of Solomon that I just talked about. And again, I know some of you may say, oh, Solomon ain't even real. Oh, shut the hell up. It don't matter if Solomon was real. Shit. Bugs Bunny wasn't real either, but I bet you probably watched it. Okay. So whatever. Shut up. When you go to the movies, you know it's not real, but you're sitting there and watch it and you cry and you act like it's real. So shut up. Stop acting like a big baby. Wah, wah, wah. He wasn't real. Who cares? How you know? You weren't there. You don't. Let's stop acting like we know everything too. You don't know who was real and who was not real. None of us know. Okay, unless you find a time machine to travel back. Okay. So let's kill that noise real quick. This is worth the watch. Let's go. Oh, let me do something. It's coming, guys. I promise. I'm having a problem. It's like it's freezing on me. Okay, here we go. Watch this. Oh, this is going to be good.
It's really one story. Lost, found. Come on, party.
Hold on, guys. I do apologize. I'm I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit. All right. You ready? This is so good. If only more pastors were like this guy. I believe if only more pastors were like this guy, more of us might want to go to church. Let's watch and learn.
It's really one story. Lost, found, come on, party. Religious leaders are going, we ain't lost. We ain't lost. We ain't found. Absolutely love it. All right, so, hey, Anthony, I love you. All right, I'm going to say this.
Let me stop right there. I promise I'm not going to keep stopping, but did you see? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to stop anymore. I'm going to let you get through the video and then we'll talk about it. But this guy is phenomenal and absolutely amazing. I love this. And this may just be one isolated incident. Maybe he's went off the rails because we all go off the rails sometimes. But if only more pastors were like this guy. Out of all the stupidity that we've seen in the church and the stuff that unfortunately that social media has brought to us. Social media has allowed us to see some craziness in the world and in the church and everywhere. But this, if only we could see more of this. Let me go. I will not disrupt it anymore. I'm sorry, okay? I won't disrupt it again. Let's go. I'm going to start it over because I only played a little bit of it.
Found, come on, party. Religious leaders are going, we ain't lost.
Hold on.
We ain't lost. We ain't found. Absolutely love it. All right, so, hey, Anthony, I love you. All right, I'm going to say this. Anthony, look at me. I'm going to need you to stop cussing, all right? Can you stop shouting out cuss words? Is that all right? Hey, y'all hold him accountable next to him, okay? Hey, Anthony, can you do me a favor, brother? Thank you, man. You got him? Really? Okay. Come on, man. Are you homeless?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Come on. Come on. Well, let me let me say, Anthony, I appreciate that. And tell me, Jim, brother, what's your name right here next to you? Michael, did you pick up Anthony? Come on. Yeah. So.
Let's try to fast forward just a little bit, guys.
There's Michael, right? Well, I want to take a moment because this is the tension, okay? Because I'm like, I mean, you know, you got profanity. But watch this. And here I am like, hey, man. And obviously we got, and Anthony, if it was just one-on-one, I wouldn't have corrected you, okay? All right? Now, you understand what I'm saying in regards to profanity? But watch this. But what? One-on-one, I wouldn't have done it. But the young ears in the room, so there's a little bit of that sensitivity, but watch this. But there is in this moment where you go, when somebody hears your story, that you were on the street and you got picked up by Michael, and there's a moment. Yeah. There's a moment where it puts it in context, where somebody goes,
People are starting to bring money.
Grace,
And watch how he even handles this.
you with me? Grace, Mama, you okay?
Another interruption. He's trying to do something else. Some other lady comes up for prayer for her baby.
Okay, prayer team, can you help me? Prayer team? Yep. Thank you. We're gonna connect you with some folks right here, okay?
A lot of y'all would have rebuked her. A lot of these people rebuked her for interrupting. Don't you see I'm doing something else right now? Hey, not right now.
So in
Lady,
moments
have a
like
seat.
this,
That's what some of y'all would
you
have.
go the 99. Jesus leaves the 99 and goes after the one. And Michael, I'm just gonna say this to you, man. It's hey, if we can hold tight for just a second, okay? If I could just hold tight for just a second.
Look at that.
I know y'all want to be a
interruption. How he
blessing,
handles
and I
it.
appreciate that. Just hold tight for just a second, because I really what happens a lot of times is, and I know what you're trying to do. I know you're trying to be a blessing, and there'll be a moment to do that. As a matter of fact, I think that there'll be some space to do that. It's just hard for me to try to own this moment when I got people coming at me. Okay, it makes me. It's hard for me to try to be in a moment and I got people walking up to me. Okay, so just if you'll show me some grace, and we're gonna make sure we take care of them. And I know you didn't mean anything by that.
Excuse me. Oh my God. I'm
But I
sorry.
think what-
I'm sorry. Hold it. I'm sorry. I will not. I'm gonna try to stop interrupting. But do you see the grace and the humility in this guy? Do you see this? He's got all kinds of distractions coming at him, and he is handling everything with such grace, kindness. And I don't know about you, I get irritated when people throw me off, okay? I am not him. But God, if more, I'm going to change what I said. I said if only more pastors can be like this guy. How about this? If only more humans can be like this guy. All right, let's go.
Is happening with us in the room is actually that Michael preached the message, and that you leave the 99. Michael, would you come sit with me? I know this is going to sound crazy. Just come sit with me, Michael, if that'll be okay. And if I'll grab a microphone, can I have some help? Thank you.
Again, guys, I already told you this is long. There's still about 10 more minutes
Michael,
left. Just
thank
hang
you,
with
bro.
me.
Come sit with me.
This is the guy that brought him to church. Who
Thank you
has
for
an
coming.
amazing story.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Michael, how long you been coming here? You talk to that microphone. If you say this is your first time here, I'm about to lose my mind. All right, so.
So probably about, consistently for about a year now, but I've been coming here since I was in college, and then during COVID, kind of took a break and then came.
Your way to church. How did you meet Anthony? Tell me how that went down. Just the story of picking him up.
So actually, I was at the 8 o'clock service, and
You heard the message.
yeah.
I think they're saying that because of some message that he gave that,
I didn't end on any of the stuff, and actually,
pertains to the situation.
No, I think we all know that, right? So, yeah.
So I came to the 8, but actually came a little bit late. So I missed your first point. Was able to get through the second and the rest of it. Stayed a little bit for the 10 to hear the worship, and then I left, and I actually saw a homeless lady on my way, like leaving to go back home, and I think the sign said "Hungry, please need help." So I decided to go to Whataburger to pick her up something to eat.
Incredible.
And thanks for clapping, but I actually didn't get to give her.
Valiant effort. I think we're clapping for the effort.
I tried her.
Guys, it's worth the watch.
She
Come on, stay with me.
moved from spot to
We
spot, so I
got
didn't
about
get to her. But
what about 7 more minutes?
so I had some food, and I tried to make a circle around to get back to the spot that she was at, and then I think it was at the Chick-fil-A or one of the restaurants close by the Whataburger. When I tried to loop back around, I saw Tony laying down by, the outside of it. And I had the food already, so I gave him some of the food there, and then we started talking, and he started telling me about his life and some of the hardships that he's had and how he's in a bad patch right now in life. And then he asked me where I came from. I said I came from church, like right up the road. I was on my way back home, and then he got up. He's like, I want to go to church. I was like,
I love it, Anthony. I love it.
I told him, I was like, right now? And he just
He's getting like,
yeah, let's go right now. So I was like, okay, let's go right now. So then we came, and then now we're here. So
And then Anthony shouts out, and what were you feeling right there when he just starts shouting out profanity at that moment? What were you feeling?
I was a little nervous. But I actually, I was a little bit nervous, but I also like.
Okay, I'm gonna
seeing you and like listening to you for the past, couple
fast
years
forward
or whatever. I actually
fast
have
forward to when
trust
the guy
and faith in how
comes
you
up,
would
okay?
react.
How long has it been since you've been hugged? Has it been a long time since you've
Long
been?
time.
Yeah.
I was about to run in front of a truck and kill myself. But this Spirit saved my life.
You were going to do that today.
Yes, this morning, about 3 minutes before he showed up.
y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
Anthony, won't you just, by the way, all those people gave you that money right there. And
Thank you.
yeah. So come here. No, man, listen, you're loved. You are so loved.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop it, but I want you to see this. I want you to see this and feel this. Oh my goodness. Absolutely amazing. And as Essence says, she says, I love how this pastor has given up his title because he recognized it's not all about him. Also, he is sharing his platform with another person. This was absolutely amazing. It was amazing. If only more pastors could be like this guy. This dude literally shouts out in the audience, bullshit. Nobody rebuked him. Nobody tried to cast the devil out of him. Come on, somebody. They didn't call him up to the church and pour oil out over him and try to cast out the profanity demon, the cussing devil. Come on, somebody. Because guess what? He didn't need hands laid on him. He didn't need a deliverance session. He needed a love session. What if this pastor had taken another route? What if this pastor, and I'm leading up to something very important, so I hope you're still with me, but what if this pastor had taken another route? What if this pastor had rebuked him, and he did correct him? He corrected him in kindness and love. Look at how this guy handles disruption. It is absolutely amazing. But what if this pastor, I don't even know his name, but what if this pastor didn't take that route? What if he had rebuked the man and said, you stop that cussing. This is the house of God. We will not tolerate that in here. Shut your mouth. I rebuke that foul spirit in you. Ushers, take him out. Escort him out. What if he had taken that route? Remember what we talked about in the first portion of this? About conscious awareness and not knowing where a person's mindset is. What if he had taken the nasty route? You got a spirit. Let's cast that spirit out of you. Everybody hovering over him, and a bunch of noise, and that can really. Do y'all not know some of that can cause a psychotic episode in someone who's suffering from mental illness when a bunch of people are hovering over you and being loud and beating on your chest and all that kind of stuff? Do you not know that can provoke a psychotic episode? But what if he had taken a route similar to that? Any of those things that I just talked about, not knowing that this man was about to take his life. Now, I'm in a different place, but Prophet Gregory says a soul will be lost. And I'm going to take it to another level. Yes, a soul will be lost, but I'm not talking about to heaven or anything like that, or from heaven or from being saved. I'm talking about a soul would have literally, possibly perished in death. Because this guy said 3 minutes before Michael picked me up, I was getting ready to kill myself. You don't know where people's minds are. But what if this pastor had taken a different route? Like what I'm about to show you right now. Look at the difference. In that, look at how, guys, I hope y'all don't leave me. I hope y'all don't leave me. I see, y'all might not like, maybe I played the video too long because I done went from up in the teens down to only 2 people watching. Or maybe it's your bedtime. It is 11 o'clock. But listen, look at how this guy handles disruption as opposed to how this last guy I'm going to talk about handles, in my opinion, a far less disruptive outburst. Here we go. You've seen it before.
It's my responsibility to maintain it. And sometimes I can let a thing happen, but when God says do something different, let the Spirit hear what he has to say to the church.
Video.
And my authority as the set man of this house is to make sure that all sounds lift his name.
Not the one, I'm going to find the other. You've all seen it.
And that no sound would distract from the glory that he wants to impart into this house. And this is a sacred moment. A moment that requires us to do something different than what we normally do. You know how to scream, but do you know how to be still? I know you know how to shout, but do you know how to worship from the inside? This is where the joy of the Lord comes from.
Is that right?
Yes. For sometimes he is a roaring lion, and sometimes he is as harmless as a dove.
Sounds real nice and spiritual, don't it?
Open your Bibles to the book. Some people
So what is he talking about?
are offended by order.
What if this other pastor had taken the route that some people are offended by order? But let's look at this. Actually, let's look at this. Here's the one we need right here. I think this is the one we need. Listen at the difference in how this guy handled disruption the guy we just talked about, that pastor, and how this guy handles a far less disruptive outburst. Remember in the first video, what happened? A guy literally screamed out while the word, the voice of God is talking. While the voice of God, the word, so to speak, okay? While the word, the voice of God is being spoken, a guy hollers out, bullshit. And you saw how he handled the disruption. Look at the difference in how this guy handles even a far less disruptive outburst. I lift my hands. Hey, stop her. Hush, hush. Silence in the name of Jesus. I lift my hands into the only voice I want heard is his. Oh, praise. I like that video, but the one that played after it, I didn't like the one we just watched. Do you see the difference? Oh, I didn't mean to play it again, but we'll let it play. Think about the first video you watched and how a less outburst. Hey, stop her. Hush, hush. Silence in the name of Jesus. I lift my hands into the only voice I want heard is his. Oh, praise. See the difference? What are the differences, guys? Come on, let me hear from you. What are you've seen the two videos. My time is almost up because I don't want to go over an hour. I've got 8 minutes. Yeah. Right. Somebody says, is God's voice even there? Great question. Whatever God is, whatever your interpretation of God is. I'm in a silence because I'm just like, and I know you've probably seen that video many times before, but it's like, what just happened here? So there's the differences you see. Essence says, I see love versus ego. We see love in the first video. We see ego in the second one. And which one do you think was more effective? The love or the ego? We already know. We saw it. We saw the effectiveness. We saw this guy break down in tears, the same guy that hollered profanities from the audience. Break down and receive his deliverance, because real deliverance, people, happens in love, not in the laying on of hands. Real deliverance happens when we love. That's why I can go with God is love. I can go with that. But think about that first guy. Remember what he said? Remember what we said earlier? You don't know what a person is going through before they get there. This guy said he was 3 minutes before Mike picked him up, he was going to kill himself and take his life. So he hollers out obscenities in the service. And because of how the pastor responds, his life gets saved and renewed. And he becomes, I believe, born again. Because if you watch the rest of that, you'll see why he's born again. Not because he received Jesus as his savior or anything like that. He became born again because his life became new. He saw himself in a brand new way. If you watch the rest of it, you'll see that. But what about this girl? Huh? What about this girl right here? Not that girl. Wait a minute. What about this girl? The screaming. Probably out of trauma. Her screams are probably, that's not a normal scream. It's probably out of trauma. I know people say, well, y'all don't know she been doing, they said she does this every Sunday. Well, hell, when somebody gonna help the girl? Hell, she probably going through trauma every Sunday. Y'all don't know what she may be going through every day of the week. You don't know that. Men, take notes from the first pastor and get out of your damn ego. Talking about it's only God's voice I want to be heard. No, dude, it's your voice you want to hear that you think is God's voice. That ain't no God, that's you. And it's your ego. It's the voice of your ego saying, I need to maintain control in my church because I need to set the temperature and the atmosphere for my church. But you don't realize there would be no church without the people, like the one that's out there hollering. I believe that the first pastor recognized the pain the man was in, and Keon, because I ain't calling him no Pastor Keon, I refuse to, but Keon Henderson did not recognize the pain that the woman was in. So he took the approach of getting in her face. How dare you ever get in front of a woman as a male? Patriarchy at its best. Get in front of a woman and snap your finger and point at her. How dare you ever do that? To snap your finger in a woman's face and point at her and tell her to hush. That is the most humiliating, demeaning thing that a man could ever do to a woman. When you're supposed to be the protector and the provider of a woman, and you're suppressing her. I like this. Desperation will always cry out. Why wasn't her desperation recognized? Why, like Essence says, that's not the one I meant to put up. Why did Keon not recognize this woman's pain? It's obvious that she's travailing. It's obvious that she's going through something. And you say, well, she did this every Sunday. Well, why the hell do you have her up on the stage on your praise team if she do this every Sunday? The math ain't mathing. Because if somebody disrupts my church every Sunday or my organization, whatever, I'm not going to put them up front. Come on now. Y'all, come on. I don't care what you say. Believe what you want to believe. The math ain't mathing. It was trauma. Absolutely. A scream for help. Why didn't somebody go to her? Come on. If you felt like she was a disruption, why didn't you do? Did you see what happened? Yes. Hey, man, what's going on, Bishop Alfred? What's going on, man? Ego will ease God out. And I'm going to call God love. Ego will ease love out every time. You're absolutely right. What? And Bishop Alfred, I'm sorry you didn't see. I'm going to put this back up. I'm not going to do the whole video, but watch this. Look at the difference here. Look at what happened here. So this man, I'm just going to go back to just for a few minutes of it. Look at the difference.
Party. Religious leaders are going, we ain't lost. We ain't lost. We ain't found. Absolutely love it. All right, so hey, Anthony, I love you. All right, I'm gonna say this. It's Anthony, look at me. I'm gonna need you to stop cussing. All right, can you stop shouting out cuss words? Is that all right? Hey, y'all hold him accountable next to him, okay? Thank Anthony. Can you do me a favor, brother? Thank you, man. You got him. Really? Okay.
You can't
Come
get
on,
more
man.
disruptive
You
than
are
that.
you homeless? Yep. Come on. Come on. Well, let me
Listen, he stops everything, puts the Bible down, stops the. Do you, man?
let me say,
Come on,
Anthony, I appreciate that. And tell me, gentlemen, brother, what's your name right here?
come on. This dude stops the whole service for this one man. What are the differences? Love, compassion, understanding, and humility.
I live my
Different.
Hey, stop her. Hush, hush. Silence in the name of Jesus. I lift my hands.
Look at the difference. Look at the difference. The first guy literally stops the whole service for a human in need instead of humiliating and embarrassing a human. The first guy, he stops, watch this. He stops preaching. He stops what Keon is calling, I ain't calling him pastor. He stops what Keon is calling the move of God to help another human move forward. And again, I'm calling him Keon because I refuse to call that mother joker a pastor anymore. Keon says, the only voice I want, listen, there it is. What did he say?
The only voice I want heard is his.
So Keon says, the only voice I want heard is his. But this other pastor literally stops what we call the voice of God, quote unquote. He stops the preaching of the word. He stops the supposed word of God or the voice of God to hear another man's voice. Oh, woo! Is that not freaking powerful? Oh my goodness. If only more pastors could be like this guy. Well, I'm at my hour. Actually, I'm 3 minutes over my hour. Thank you for being on this journey with me tonight. You know, there's a lot more I could say, a lot more I would like to say. I would like to dissect this thing more. If you guys have some things you want to add, I'll put your comments up. Bishop Anthony Alford says, let's see what he says. He says, this was a culture movement handled in cultural way, traditional. First pastor understands restoration and discipleship. Good stuff. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'm so glad when I can see my old friends from the religious community, you know, give me some respect. I really appreciate that, and thank you for being here because I know I can be a little foul mouth mother joker. Okay, and sometimes it probably seems like, you know, because I'm no longer in that circle. Sometimes it probably seems like I'm attacking the church and I don't like the church. Some people think I don't like the church. I'm beating up on the church. I'm condemning the church. I left the church, but now I'm condemning what I left. That's really not what I'm trying to do. But I like to call a spade, okay? I call a spade a mother joking spade. Okay. I don't care where I see it at. If the spade is in the conscious community, I'm going to call it out there. If it's in the religious community, I'm going to call it out there. But the difference in me and maybe some others, maybe not, but it is that I'm not talking about you when I seem to be attacking the church. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about a former version of myself. Now, if you happen to find yourself in it, maybe do the shadow work, because that's only you seeing a reflection of yourself in what I'm talking about. Okay. So if it triggers you and gets you mad, it's because you see in your own self. And that's great. Triggers are wonderful. Triggers are wonderful. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Triggers are wonderful because they give you an inner reflection or of yourself. Okay. It shows you the shadow work and what area you need to do that shadow work in. Yes. Thank you. That was a great demonstration of pulpit leadership. And I had to put those two side by side like that to let you see the difference. It don't, guys, I'm not going to play it again. It don't have to be that way. It don't have to be snapping your finger, snapping your finger. Look at that. Stop right
Hush,
there.
hush.
It don't have to be that right there. It don't have to be snapping a finger in a woman's face and embarrassing and humiliating someone. And I'm not going to play it again, but you do realize she wasn't the only one that was screaming. It's just as you begin to approach her, other people start to quiet down. She was still going. But let's also give this woman credit because she did shut up. Even though I would have told him to shut the hell up, especially when he snapped his finger in my face. I would have, I don't know what I would have done. I tell you what, they would have seen a demon that night. I showed them what a demon looked like. I'd tear that church up. You hear me? You hear me? I'd tear that church up. They gonna think I got a demon. Snap your finger in my face. But it doesn't have to be like this. Okay? Doesn't have to be like this. Does not. Doesn't have to be like that. It can be like this. Or I should say, it can be like what? Let me find it. Let me find it. It can be like this. It can, guys. It can be like that. This about sums it up right here. What she just said. Here we go. No, it does not, because if your heart is for the people, you stop what you're doing and address who you say you're called to serve. Not called to make subservient. Sub under you, subservient. We're called to serve who you say you're called to serve. And I think it's interesting that this one man hollers out profanities and literally disrupts, but is handled with grace, love, and becomes restored and leaves there a better person. If you see the rest of it, you'll know that. But he's hollering profanities. This other lady is doing what people do in church. She's worshiping. She's worshiping. But she gets hush. And then you're going to put Jesus' name on it. Get the hell out of here. Talking about hush, silence in Jesus' name. Man, shut up. Whew. Oh, I'm about to get triggered and start turning stuff over in my house. I'm about to start throwing this picture and everything and getting mad up in here. But guys, thank you for being with me tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and end it because I am 9 minutes over an hour, and I only want to be here for an hour. Thank you so much for being a part of tonight's broadcast. Thank you for being a part of the Tuesday night talk with the Conscious Bishop. I am attempting to be here every Tuesday. The way it's going, I've been here 2 days in a row now. I might be back tomorrow. I doubt it, but I might be. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you, Bishop Alfred. I love you as well, sir. All right, guys. Have a good night. Love you. Take care. Share this video if you feel so persuaded to do so. Good night.